So, my name is Max, and I work at IBM Systems as a mobile architect. And let me introduce a team that created and implemented our idea, Pleaze application, to developers, to Android developers, Andre and German, and two designers, Timur and Irina, worked on this application for a couple of weeks. But what's behind that application? Behind the idea of that application? Are you parents?
Yep. Yes.
Are you children students?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. In this case, this application will be very helpful for you and your children, because it solves one of the biggest problems among of you, the awkwardness when children, students ask money, and inconvenience when you send money. So here how it works. Let's say there is a student, let's say Stephanie, and she has an account that is linked to her mother's Citi account. From time to time, Stephanie runs out of money, and what she does, she comes to mom and needs to ask for some money. But what about mom? She could be pretty busy to send money or even answer the phone call. And when Stephanie calls mother and says, "Hey mom, I need some money for a calculus book, please send me." In most cases, she will be frustrated because nowadays teens don't like to make a voice calls. It's even worse when mom has no chance to answer right now by phone. So it's awkward for students and inconvenient for parents. By the way, we had a survey at Emerson College in Boston, and all students confirmed that they ran into such a situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present our Pleaze application that solved all these problems and received 100% support from students and their parents. So, using this application, Stephanie could ask her mom for a certain amount of money and specify a reason why she needs this money. And once she sends a request to her mom, Amanda will get a notification on her phone, and with one tap, she can get access to the request and accept or reject it. And once she accepts it, boom! Stephanie got her money and notification on her phone. So let me show how it works on a real device. So we have two phones, two applications, one for Stephanie and another one for Amanda, her mom. We log in into both applications. We use Citi API to get access to accounts. And Stephanie can request, for example, $25 and specify a reason, of course, calculus book, you remember. And once she sends a request, on Amanda's phone, you can see that there is a notification, and Amanda can accept, reject that request. And as you can see on Stephanie's phone, balance is 0, but once I confirm it, it becomes 25. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. So that's the main idea of our application: simplicity and the biggest value for Citi. So let's return back to the presentation. And why does it matter for you, Citi executives? Here in the US, there are more than 4,000 colleges and universities, and more than 17 million students get education there. Students and their parents are about 15% of US population. And these people can become your clients if you provide them such a convenient and easy way to transfer money from one account to another. It's approved by students and their parents, and I'm pretty sure it will be supported by Citi. Thank you.
I'm curious, I love your idea. I'm curious about what security provisions you thought about to keep bad people from abusing the capability, because it is so simple.
Yeah, it's secure as Citi API secure. That's the simple answer.
So, what is your concept around how you kind of link parents and students? Is that you know?
It's a feature of Citi. They have linked accounts, and you can create account for a student that is linked to parents' account, and you can easily transfer money. You should be easily transfer money from one account to another without any fees.
Yeah. So your concept is that Citi links these two together, and then your app
Correct.
you find out via the API. This is a student of this parent.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I see.
I think back here in the back.
So, quick question. So, where does the money go? Does it go to her account? Is it a wallet? You know, what happens to our student who we gave money to? How do you know she spent it on the right thing?
If I understand the question correctly, money goes from one account to another, and you have a plastic card that's linked to appropriate account. So you can use as you use as, your credit or debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we try to integrate this with our own current app for Citibank, or we have to use a standalone app?
Sorry, what the question?
Can we try to use this with a Citi app and integrate with it?
Yeah.
Or we have to use a standalone?
As you see, this application is extremely simple, and you can add appropriate, add it to your existing application as a part of the application. So it could be fully integrated with your existing application. Definitely.
So you provide an SDK or some kind of libraries for that?
Probably we will decide it a bit later when we become partners. I would say.
Another question?
Okay. Firstly, thank you for your interesting presentation. I'm curious about the security. What if the child lost her smartphone and somebody else uses it? How can the mom identify her request?
Yeah. Please remember that we use phone and plastic cards. So if you lost your phone, yeah, mom could transfer money to your daughter's account, but you need to have a plastic card to use this money. So it's not an e-payment system. It's a system to easily ask for money and get them on your account. So I don't see any security issues with that application. Yeah.
Hi, so today in terms of person-to-person transfers, there's usually an amount of delay in time. So I was wondering how your technology accomplishes the instant transfer from person to person.
Yeah, so what the question?
The question is, how do you accomplish the instant transfer from person to person?
Remember, we don't implement, right now we don't implement a functionality to transfer money from one account to absolutely different account. We transfer money from one linked account to another. If you are talking about transferring money between completely different accounts, so we need to come to Citi and ask them whether they have appropriate API and whether they allow to do it. Some banks allow, but other they don't. So we rely on Citi API.
Quick question here. I have two daughters in college, and
Yeah.
one of the key things that I worry about are, whether they're eating and whether they're alive, because they never talk to me or communicate.
Yeah.
And so I like when they call me to ask me for money. And I like them having a credit card so I can see they're actually buying food, right? So is there a way, so I really like this idea because it's single purpose. And I'd like to see, okay, if I'm going to give them money, I'd like to see what they're spending it on. So almost like I can see on the credit card transactions, they're going to Chipotle or whatever, at least there's sustenance involved. And then I'd like it to be fun between us because that's how I communicate with them. I text with them. And if they can ask me for money, I'd like to have a, more of a social interaction, like being able to connect to what they want to buy or a communication vehicle that goes both ways, almost like texting. That's just my comment.
Yeah, I understand you. Probably you can reject their requests and say, hey, honey, please come home and we will discuss it. Just that.
A quick question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this and Venmo or PayPal? What's the value add?
It's simple. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. That's the answer.
Simplicity rather than multiple clicks.